Welcome back. Today we have the 2025 NFL tight end tier list. Now, a quick disclaimer before we start. We're not experts on tight ends, honestly. So, if your favorite guy is ranked too low, or if somebody is ranked too high in your opinion, let us know because if you want to correct us, I'm definitely willing to learn more about the tight
You're
end.
probably informing us of
Yeah,
stuff we did not
you
know.
probably know a little bit more than us. So, again, let us know. But to start out with the tiers.
Like I say every time, short and sweet. The elite, best of the best. Not much else needs to be said.
Yep. Superstars right under that. I say that every time, but it's true. They're not quite the elites, but they're definitely guys that are top 10.
Yeah, and then safety blanket is like the guy. Your first three's not available, and you really need to get the ball out. And the tight end's there. You know you can give him the ball. He'll make you plays.
He's consistent, reliable.
Consistent, but he's just not quite a superstar yet.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a lot of guys sitting, floating around that tier.
Yeah. Serviceable. Not quite that guy that you can depend on every time, but he will make a splash play here and there. He will get you a few touchdowns, but not quite your first read.
And you're not mad if he's on your team.
Yeah.
Then you got underutilized. This is mostly for backups who don't see the field enough, even though they're really talented, or guys who aren't in an offense that tight ends are used the most, which you see a lot, which is really unfortunate. A lot of really talented tight ends that go to waste, or they might have like an OC named like Arthur Smith or something that might just ruin their rookie, the first couple of years,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
And then we got utility. This is again going to be for a lot of backups that come in on special packages or even starters who can do a bit of blocking, but they're not like the top end starters.
Then you have last read. It's kind of like your backup tier, or the tier you'll see in a second, where it's like you're not scheming for them to get the ball, you're not trying to get them the ball, but if you go through your reads and then you go through your progression and then you just happen to see your tight end, you might flip them the ball. You're probably not making any splash plays with them though.
Yeah, and an extra lineman is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a lot of backups in this tier, but it's honestly a good thing to have a good blocking tight end on your team. But they're not going to get a lot of catches for you. You're not expecting them to.
Some of them might never see the ball, but they probably like it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the actual players. First, we have Trey McBride, who is my favorite tight end,
Yeah.
and short and sweet. Like I say,
I mean, he's elite. Yeah.
elite, no question about it.
I don't think anyone can debate that right now.
No, I mean, you can't. No.
Now, Kyle Pitts.
I mean,
I think we can put him in serviceable,
people want him to be elite, and I
and he still has the talent to be
he
elite,
does. He clearly does.
which
but
is why Matt's drafted him in fantasy for 3 years.
I did win with him on my team one time. Just want to point that out. I did
Yeah.
cut him before I won, but hey, I might have cut him for who did I cut? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't have time to think about this.
I think when Mark Andrews plays, he's still a superstar. Honestly, he's elite when he plays, but I think you have to dock him a couple points just because he's not on the field as much.
Yeah, and he's getting older now, so I think he's gonna slowly. He's still not like old, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not in his best years anymore, and he has a backup who we'll talk about shortly, who is on the rise and is very likely to take that job soon.
And Isaiah Likely, he's underutilized. He has the talent to be superstar at least.
Week one was about peak tight end football I've ever seen for a backup.
Yeah.
I thought that year was gonna be his, but
Yeah.
he'll have his light in the sun soon.
Dawson Knox. Oh wait, I think we can talk about Kincaid first.
Yeah, he's definitely the better of the two.
Yeah.
Kincaid, I think, as of right now, is serviceable.
He's serviceable. Yeah, I mean, he was obviously hyped up as a first round pick. I mean, he's been good, but nothing really
He hasn't been
spectacular.
what you want out of a high draft pick at any position, really.
But
But
especially tight end.
he hasn't been bad though. Not every
hasn't
tight
been
end's
bad.
gonna get all those reps either.
I think with the receiver room this year, he could definitely be the number one target, and he probably
like
was
he-
last year
yeah,
in terms of targets at least.
him or Shakir, and
Yeah.
then you got his butt buddy. Well, I don't know if they're actually friends now, but Dawson Knox, who I think at one point was a very serviceable tight end. Right now, I feel like he's kind of like a last read or a utility guy.
Yeah, he obviously it's a crowded tight end room, but he just didn't get much action last year.
I'd be bold enough to play him an underutilized because it's kind of hard to tell what he can do because he's not getting the same looks he used to.
I might put him in utility though.
He definitely still has talent though.
Yeah.
That's undeniable.
Tommy Tremble.
You know, we can just skip past it.
I don't see why the Panthers haven't tried to upgrade.
Well, I think the issue is they have so much to work on. Tight end just kind of being like pushed
Yeah.
under the, like they just got a like. Adam Thielen was their receiver one for too long. He had one good year, then bad, and they finally got a receiver. I'm sure next year will be their time to get a tight end because there's a couple good prospects out there. But
Cole Kmet. I mean, he has been serviceable, but I think this year he'll be underutilized. This is half like how they are now and half predictions for the year.
yeah, and they did not waste. They did use a first round pick on a tight end. I think that means Cole Kmet. At one point, I feel like he was a safety blanket tight end. He was very good for a time.
He was very solid. But Colston Loveland, I think right away he's going to be at least serviceable.
I think he can't be any higher because of the receiving core they have. It's going to be hard for him to see.
And also, like we
those
just said,
look.
they still have Cole Kmet. So they're going to be working in two tight end sets.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see Loveland blocking, which he's okay at blocking. I remember seeing his film. He definitely got beat a lot, but
It's going to happen for
Yeah.
tight ends.
so then Mike Gesicki,
I think he's kind of like, and
and then we'll talk about the other guy.
oh yeah,
Right
that they
after.
just signed. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Gesicki to me is weird to think because I feel like he was really good on the Dolphins. Then he kind of fell off a little bit. Then he left.
Yeah.
Now
he
he's
was
on the Bengals,
Patriots.
and the Bengals will never really need him to do much because
Yeah.
of the talent around him. So I think he's kind of like, I'd say like utility to like last read range or maybe underutilized.
I think by default we put him in underutilized.
just because
Yeah.
he is like the last read, but not because he's not good at the sport.
Yeah, and I think Noah Fant's gonna be in the same situation, just worse.
Yeah, I hate that he signed there. Other teams could have used him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be underutilized this year as well.
They both are. Once one of them leaves, the other
Mhm.
will get a couple more reps. The other will go to a new team. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now David Njoku,
One of my other favorite tight
yeah,
ends.
I think we put him in elite or superstar.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna park him in the highest superstar. I don't,
And we'll see at the end.
and I can always move. Yeah, we have the power to move him. Click a button.
Jake
But-
Ferguson, I think, is a solid safety blanket.
What I hate that the Cowboys always produce a good tight end.
Yeah,
That's just me being a hater, but he came out of nowhere and was just like really good off a rip, and it bothers me. But he's definitely a quality ass tight
yeah,
end.
he is solid.
Then you got someone who I think is very similar to him, Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram is. I don't. It feels weird to say he's a superstar, especially for how he
Yeah.
started on the Giants. But he's talented.
He's very talented. I think. Yeah, I mean, he gets the targets to be a safety blanket kind of guy.
I think, especially on the Broncos, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit different than how he was in the Jaguars. I think he had one really good in the Jaguars where he was a superstar. Now he's just kind of like a really high end safety blanket tight end. I think he's better than Jake Ferguson though. Call me crazy.
Call me a biased Eagles fan. Whatever you want to do.
Sam
Sam
Laporta.
Laporta. I think he should we put him in that elite?
No. His first year I think he led the position in touchdowns and it was really good. Did not have a good as a year two.
Yeah.
I think he's a superstar right now, and like I said, could always move him up depending on how the rest of these tight ends look. I just think his year two, he didn't show me enough where I want to call him elite yet.
Mhm.
You know, like it's rare that a rookie comes out and is instantly elite at a position. Obviously, someone we'll talk about later did that, but like Laporta definitely had a down year.
Yeah.
He's still really good though.
Tucker Kraft,
Underrated as hell.
definitely underrated.
I think right now he's serviceable, but he could always improve.
I would put him at safety blanket.
Oh, because you know what? The Packers are. Yeah, he's definitely. I think
They have like 10 wide receiver threes,
Matthew Golden.
Matthew
yeah.
Golden, and then they have Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I think he's. I mean, he's definitely. I'd say he's better than Kyle Pitts and all that. I mean, he's really
Yeah.
quality tight end.
Mm-hmm. Dalton Schultz has definitely taken a step down since he was on the Cowboys.
I told you they always produce good tight ends.
Yeah. And they like to use him.
I think serviceable.
He's definitely
still good.
he's still good.
He's still like top 12, top 15 tight end in my opinion.
Hot
Ooh.
take. I think Warren, to a lesser extent, could have a Brock Bowers year. I
mean,
think
Hold on. Here's my issue. Who's starting the ball?
Well, since I think in our quarterback prediction video, I think we predicted Daniel Jones to start a good chunk of the year.
And then Anthony Richardson, they'll both see the field.
Yeah, but I think since we predicted Daniel Jones to start a good bit, like we can put Tyler Warren in that like safety blanket to superstar.
You
Honestly,
know what? I'm gonna be ballsy here and put him up here. Call me. He's generally one of the best tight end prospects we've seen
yeah.
since Pitts, but that didn't really work out.
Well, Brock Bowers.
Oh, and Brock Bowers, yeah. And he was drafted similar position. I don't know what. No offense to Loveland, but I think Tyler Warren was the better prospect. But
I
that's
mean,
just
he's
me.
better at blocking. He's better at contested
And
catching.
seeing that he's on the Colts, he's probably going to be taking some snaps at quarterback. So
Probably, yeah.
just a guy who's going to do it all.
I think 90% of the people on the roster should probably get reps at quarterback just to see.
Put Quentin Nelson at running back. Just do it. Let him try it.
And Jonathan Taylor at quarterback.
I'd watch that. That'd be a great read option right there on a goal line.
Oh yeah. Anyways,
Brendan Strange
Brenton Strange,
definitely
as of
has potential still.
as of
Young guy.
now, he hasn't done a lot.
Other issues, he's been a backup most of the time because of Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So I think
But this year, I like him a lot.
I think
I think we'll put him in serviceable.
I think the issue is he's also in a crowded room right now. Like not tight end room, but like he has to.
Crowded offense.
There's a lot of running backs who are gonna get touches, and they are gonna want to run the ball. They have Travis Hunter. They have Brian Thomas. I think still not Christian Kirk. They have.
No.
I'm sure there's someone else in there. I can't think right now, but it's gonna be tough for him to get targets. I think this first year.
De'Ami Brown.
Sure, De'Ami Brown. Yeah. I think underutilized for his first year.
Yeah, probably.
He still has to prove himself to me. 'Cause
For
he
a
hasn't-
starter at least.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
You know, I think he's still elite.
I think he's so elite. I mean,
Not better than McBride, though.
down year last year, sure. You can point that out. Whatever. But I think overall he still has his scope.
And is it a name
And-
value thing? Kind of, but like not.
And he's always there. Like, he's just always open somehow.
He's clearly the number one target still after however many years. Like, and with how the receiving room is looking, he's still going to be that number one target. So, well, unless Xavier Worthy takes a huge step or Rashi Rice stops driving really fast cars, but it's whatever. I think he has 2 more years before the really either retirement or really bad decline hits.
I hope he retires before he falls
Yeah,
off.
I don't want to watch that.
Okay, Noah Gray.
You personally wanted him on this list.
Yeah. I like him for utility. Because I think...
it.
Huh?
I don't mind that.
Yeah. I mean, I think once Travis Kelce retires, they have a solid option at least.
A serviceable option.
Serviceable option, yeah. But I mean, Noah Gray, I feel like I always see, like his fantasy stat line is like 3 catches for like 20 yards
And then
a
a touchdown, yeah. But it's like always like a really nice catch he has for that touchdown
Yeah.
too.
So like, I mean, he has a decent bit of talent.
Good red zone threat. He's definitely a
Good
good
red
red
zone
zone
threat,
option,
yeah.
like to run out of play action. He's a good guy to have.
I think
there.
he's definitely one of the best backups in the league for tight
Could
end.
argue that. Not many teams really decide to get good backups though, which sucks.
Yeah.
Another team with a really good backup. But we gotta talk about the starter first. Brock Bowers.
Elite, come on.
Don't even need it.
Don't
like,
overthink it. He's the best in the league. But at least it's him and Kittle, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, he's way later. But
Yeah. Now, Michael Mayer.
Poor guy. They
Poor
need
guy,
they
yeah.
need to trade him so
I
he
mean-
can play. He's not gonna do anything on the Raiders.
Yeah. I liked him, and then they drafted Brock Bowers, which, I mean, generational prospect, so you can't blame him. But he's so underutilized. He was great.
You could argue utility, but I think he's too like he clearly has talent to be a actual good tight end on a team. And there's a couple of teams who could trade for him, and
Yeah.
he'd start there.
Like
But-
this next team that we're talking about.
Will Disley and Tyler Conklin is like in fantasy when you decide not to draft a tight end, then you're looking at options. That's like
This reminds
that's what that is.
This duo reminds me of Cheerios. They're just the most plain cereal. You see them on the shelf. If they were the last cereal there, you're like, fine, if I have to.
But you want like Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you're getting Cheerios, not Honey Nut even.
Yeah, just the plain Cheerios.
2 years ago they might be Honey Nut Cheerios. Now it's just like, I think they're both. I think Conklin is serviceable,
Yeah,
and then I think Disley is utility.
yeah. I like it.
And you know what? And they might just be extra linemen because of how how the Chargers. What's the guy's name? I'm so bad. I'm blanking on coaches right now.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh wants to just run the ball. They might just be extra linemen.
Yeah.
But oh my, you know what? The next time we're about to talk about is also just the you know what? Go last read. The epitome of a Cheerios tight end as well.
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee, who honestly isn't that bad. But
I think
he's
serviceable.
he's
primarily.
plain. No, wrong guy.
I don't think he's underutilized because I mean, as a tight end, you're not going to get the most usage.
Well,
you can pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
What did I do? Oh, that's actually kind of cool though. Anyway,
Okay.
we got T.J. Hawkinson, who kind of like Mark Andrews. We're talking about really superstar or elite when he plays.
Yeah.
Never on the field enough to be considered elite. So I think
Yeah.
putting him in superstar, but like up here, is fair.
Yeah, and then I think we might move a couple, just based on I think I can at least see one other superstar.
And then after, I mean, yeah, and then I think well, who do you want to put in elite, Njoku or Hawkinson?
Well, we can get to
Or
that.
Laporte. Yeah, it's later. And then you got guy you asked for, Oliver, who you said is
Yeah,
just an
he's,
extra lineman.
he is the best blocking tight end in the league,
There's a guy that I might want to argue for that.
besides maybe George Kittle.
I was gonna say Darnell Washington. They drafted it.
Yeah.
They got him just for him to block. If you look at his
Yeah.
pro day video, he is insane. He's like sick. We'll talk about that. I'm not gonna get into it right now. There's a Hunter Henry, who I think honestly kind of underrated for tight ends. He always puts up really good numbers. He's always, I think he's a safety blanket, especially for how the Patriots are gonna be this year.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a
We don't know if Stephon Diggs is going to get injured.
he will.
Probably will.
I'm gonna take him out.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't let the Patriots succeed.
Oh, and look what team's next. Next Bounty Gate, you know. Okay,
That's unfortunate.
So-
at least two of them's getting hurt.
Taysom Hill, easily utility.
He's the reason we made that tier.
Yeah,
And then you have Juwan Johnson and Foster Moreau.
I don't like Juwan Johnson.
I don't like either of them that much. Foster Moreau is, I think they're both last reads to me.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not crazy about either of them. They're both going to get reps, so that automatically takes away each other's touches.
Yeah.
So
And I've always remembered this this really funny thing with Foster Moreau. He did like a cancer commercial, and he was talking about like we have to get the catch with cancer, and then he dropped the game-winning catch.
Yeah.
That's like same
Uh-huh.
day that commercial came out. And that's just all I know about him. Just like that moment, because I was watching that game. He's just not that good. He's not bad. He's just not that good. He's Tommy Tremble level. Is that Theo Johnson? That's Theo Johnson right there.
Theo
isn't it?
Johnson, yeah, I forgot his first name. That's how irrelevant he is right now.
Honestly, here's my thing. I think he's on a similar level with Brandon Strange. He's athletic and he's talented. He's just never got the time in the sun. Because it's Giants, they kind of suck. But I think
They don't use tight ends well, anyways. Because I mean, you see what happened with Adam Ingram. I think utility maybe.
he's just, I think give him the credit of underutilized. He's definitely good enough to play. I think he's more athletic than he is like actually producing anything. But I think he's good.
Okay.
Look at the
And
rookie.
then we got Mason Taylor, who I actually liked coming out of the draft.
And he's on the team. The Jets are gonna need their tight end.
They're gonna need their tight
especially because Justin Fields gonna run all over the place and just throw some bullshit. I think
Yeah.
Mason Taylor will be perfect for that. So I think, do we put him in safety blanket off rip? Is he gonna be that good this year?
I mean, you've got Garrett Wilson. That's the only other receiving threat on that team.
Alan Lazard,
Oh,
your favorite, your receiver 2, favorite receiver 2.
yeah. Dallas Goedert is another guy like T.J. Hawkinson, Mark Andrews. It pains me as an Eagles fan because he has the craziest playoff runs. Like last year, he was insane in the playoffs.
Or just that moment against the Packers where he just grabbed the dude, said, "You're coming with me," just took him to the end zone, just stiff arm him all the way.
Mm-hmm.
He I talk about this a lot. I think the Eagles need to get rid of him just because he is kind of a liability with how much he gets hurt. And then you're putting
Yeah.
your backups in, you have to like kind of scheme around that. But he's a beast when he plays. He
Yeah,
just doesn't play
he's-
enough ever.
If he played full seasons, he would be top 5.
Easy. And that's a lot of those guys in that superstar tier, unfortunately, like Andrews, Hawkinson, even Njoku,
Yeah, a
and
little
Goddard. All of them.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay. Fryermuth is tough to rank because Johnny Smith is also there now, and it's an Arthur Smith offense. So,
I mean, I would say safety blanket for him. For
no.
Rodgers.
He's also hurt a lot. I think this year he's going to be underutilized. With how they're going to run their offense, that's my prediction.
But I think also like you have to take the pass into account.
I'm putting Johnny Smith right next to him
Okay.
because I think Johnny Smith is really good, but he's
Yeah.
not going to get as much reps as he did on the Dolphins.
Yeah. And then Darnell Washington.
I
You already kind of talking about him.
He's a beast. Just he's like the DK
Correct,
Metcalf
yeah.
of tight ends, but only for blocking.
Mm-hmm.
He has no need to catch the ball, but he will bury a linebacker into the fucking dirt.
George Kittle, another undebatable like
in between
extra
Bauer.
lineman.
Wait,
No,
no, utility.
Oh shit. My
Nah, he 1A and 1B right there.
Yeah.
And like you could argue one or the other. Kittle is just all around fucking beast of a tight end.
And he's been in that upper echelon for a while now, probably
Really?
since 2018.
He's also been better than Kelsey over the past couple years, and like no one wanted to admit
Yeah,
it
no one
because
wants to
he
admit it.
has the same pass catching ability, but he can block. Like
He can. Oh my god.
yeah. I think the fact that he was always getting hurt for a couple games also set him back, but he's a beast.
K. Dotton.
One of my favorite tight
Yeah,
ends.
I think top end of safety blanket. Like the only reason like he could maybe get held back it's because that team is so
I don't want
crowded,
to get over there.
so crowded in terms of receiving threats, just with the wide receiver room.
And then the running back,
And the running backs.
Rashad White and Bucky can both catch.
Yeah,
And for all we know, Baker can too. You never know.
Maybe. Kristen Wirfs on a post.
I feel like they have ran that. A lot of teams do that with their linemen. The Lions.
Yeah,
So Chigakonkwo is so hard to rank. I feel like he's one of those guys you want to break out,
Yeah.
and you'll put him on your fantasy team.
he's all talent and no production so far.
I think underutilized.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think he'll get his time in the sun eventually.
And then the last guy that we're ranking today is Zach Ertz. He's not our Lord and Savior like he was on the Eagles.
The best tight end for when he was on the Eagles, probably the best I've ever watched play football. Call me crazy.
Besides maybe Gronk.
I never watched the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and Gronk didn't do that much in the first half of that game, so screwed. Ertz was on the Eagles was really peak. He's still pretty good. I think
He's solid. He's still safety blanket.
Honestly,
he gets the stats for safety
I
blanket.
think we're gonna see a little bit of regression. So I think putting him in serviceable makes more sense,
Yeah.
especially with what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put him above Loveland, and I don't want to put him above like Pitts and Kincaid. I think, or no, I think he's higher in serviceable, but I don't think he's in that like higher tier as he used to be. He's still good though.
Okay, so now what to do with the elite? I think
One more needs to go up there. I think we
One
always
more.
have like 5 in the elite around, and it's a tough call between we have Laporta, Andrews, Hawkinson, and Njoku.
yeah. I'm thinking personally in Njoku. Just because out of all of those guys, he's been the most consistent and he's the least injured besides Laporta, but
Well, he started his career incredibly injured, and then
Yeah.
they almost didn't pay him. Then he balled out, and since then he's been on that higher end.
yeah.
I think you can give it to him or I was gonna say Hawkinson, but he's always hurt too. The tight ends are a weird position. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to see a tight end play a full season. Like the fact that we had McBride and Bowers and neither of them really got hurt was just something beautiful. But
Yeah. I mean, they're like an all-down player and they're very physical positions.
I'm
So
putting
it's-
Njoku up there because I'm
Yeah.
a Miami fan. He came from Miami. I think this Call Me Crazy is one of the better lists we've done. Like position wise,
I think so.
someone's gonna have a really big issue with Njoku being up there. I already
Yeah.
know it. But you know what? I like this list. I have
Yeah.
no complaints.
Awesome.